All right, fellas, it is Tuesday and we're 2 techs down. Today, we have a 2010 Mazda CX-9. I'm gonna help the boys out real fast. So it's got a dead misfire, cylinder 3. Let's do a quick little diag. Well, I don't know what we're gonna find. I'll go through what I believe we're gonna find and we'll talk about it. So, first thing I do on any misfire, I'm gonna do I'm gonna turn off the injectors, do a clear flood mode and listen to the cadence of the motor. I'm listening for an even crank. If it's not even, it's it means I have something else going mechanically. So let's just listen to it. Sounds nice and even to me, so I don't believe we have a mechanical problem. It's not 100% test where it says 100% you don't have a problem, but I'm not going toward a mechanical problem. I'm going toward, from my experience, this thing has a 3.5. It's a Ford motor, pretty much, of this thing. So 3.7, I apologize, it's 3.7. So basically, same family of engine, 3.7, a little more throw on the crank here. So what I believe we're gonna find is probably a bad fuel injector. So we'll find out if that's actually the case or not. All right, so let's get down to the brass tacks here, boys. Let's check it out. All right, we'll just go. We'll just jump on it, get to it. So you can do 15 different ways. You can get an oscilloscope in here and start testing stuff. I'm not doing that right now. He wants it fixed, so we're gonna get to it to fix it. So if I know I gotta get access to it, and the guy's knowing he's going to fix it, we're just gonna get down to it. I mean, otherwise, I could spend some time on an oscilloscope, testing some waveforms, checking out everything, and get an answer that way. But we're gonna get down to it anyways. I'm not gonna waste the guy's money with that. Let's just get down to it, because most of this repair, if you need it, we'll go toward the repair. This time I'm doing now. So not the testing part, but getting down to it. You know, because if it needs something, we'll get right down to it. So, all right, hopefully you guys can see it here. Okay, there's a clamp on the back of this hose that I'm loosening up. I'm gonna take the whole air inlet out as one piece. There it goes. All right, air box off. I'm gonna use this here shelf. Got a starter going out? All right, so it's funny. So Kevin's got a 2010, right? Ram 2500?
Yeah.
Did something completely different. He did suspension on it and then the starter goes out. So gotta love it. So I heard him tapping on it. So gotta love that. You're fixing something else, you gotta call the customer and say, hey, your starter's going out. So, all right, let's get back here. See what we need to do. All right. There's a couple hoses back here. One goes on to the intake. I'm just gonna take it off right here because accessibility is so much easier. Okay. This is your evap purge, okay? Basically, you have fumes coming in from the actual canister, and it goes through here and it goes to the intake. So, I'm gonna take this off just in case. I don't want this to break. So, of course, my luck is I bump and I break it. So, I'm just gonna pull this line off so it's not under no tension. And I'm just gonna pull this off, this bracket. It's all in by 110. Might as well just pull it off there. Just get it out of the way. You don't have to, but I don't like how it's hanging down like that. So I'm just gonna pull it out of here. Of course, I say that, and it's probably got a separate bolt somewhere, which it does. So I'm gonna leave that alone. Change of plan. So quickly, I'll leave the bolt off it so it can actually move. All right, let's get this cover off here. I've been off for a while, that's for sure. All right, let's get to, remember, cylinder 1, 2, 3. 3's underneath the intake, that's why I'm messing with that. These are cylinder 4, 5, and 6. Like I said, I'm pretty familiar with these engines. What I normally find is gonna be an ejector that has really low resistance or super high resistance, one of the two. So that's what I expect, but there's no guarantee. That's why data is gonna be involved. I can speculate all I want, you know, and the real truth is, what's the data say? That's going to overrule me, so I can think about what I think it is, but if the data says something else, well, guess what? I must change to what the data says. That's how it works, you know? The data rules everybody, even me. It's the boss, boys. We're gonna get dirty, because that's what we do. It's what men do, we get dirty. There's a bolt that's all the way back here that most people forget. It's right here. Way back in the back. There's a hose back there also that pops into the valve cover. Right here, I usually just pop that off, leave it on the intake. It goes on the PCV pipe. All right, got it removed. I'm gonna zip off right here, if you can see that. My finger's by it, that bolt comes out. And some of the Fords have a bracket, which this one does too, you see it right there? I'm gonna undo that also, okay? And then all the bolts right here, these bolts right here. So let's get going on that. Now, the reason why I think it's injector, which I can be completely wrong, it could be a coil, it could be a plug, it could be anything, but that's the 8. Just I've seen so many of these injectors fail. Super common problem. I get a new hog ring for my gun. It usually stays. That bolt, it's captured, so that's good. This one here. All right, all good there. All right, I like to get that other one loosened up, which I'm gonna do just a little bit. It allows that bracket to fall. All right, there we go. Let's loosen up. See that bracket just flipped over, perfect. All right, basically I'm just gonna pull this off here. All right, let's zip this out of here. Let's get the intake off this thing. There's no bolts going through there, so I thought there might have been one in there, but it's not. Probably should be using my impact, but it's fine. All right, let's see if we're ready to pull this out of here. All right. There's one more hose back there that I have not got that I need to get. And I need this connector off here also. Right, throttle position sensor here has a connector or throttle body. There it goes. Wow, what a joke. I had to pop that lock completely off there. I did not want to open that tab and release it. Okay, there's a hose coming off this brake booster, which I might end up turning. Pull the throttle body off, honestly. Because that. See if I can pull the hose out. I might pull the throttle body off. It's really in the way. It's just 4 screws, so. Let's get that out of there.
One more turn back the other way.
What's that?
Pop the throttle body off here real fast. There, get this thing out of here. Throttle body off. All right, see if it gives me a little more room to get this hose. Okay. This hose, now I can get access to. You want to see what it looks like over here? Kind of a pain in the butt. That's why I did that, so I can get access to it. It's kind of buried. All right, so it gives me a little more room to get back there. I'm gonna undid that clamp. I'm gonna scoot this hose off. There it goes. There she be. So, which I'll show you. I mean, this thing out of the way would have been nice. The thing's just really in the way. There. All right, so I put tape across the ports for the intake manifold, the lower port. So if I drop a socket or something, it doesn't fall into the engine. So here's that stupid clip that was going on. This piece right here was broken, the connector, so I had to pull it out and get that piece out. When you pull it off, it's supposed to have this little bridge here with it. It was broke, so This had to come out and then I had to get that piece out of there so I can open the tab. It was locked in there, so I had a little bit of trouble. All right, so come over here. This is cylinder 1 right here, cylinder 2, and then cylinder 3. So I should have an electrical connector I'm gonna go grab. It's gonna make it easier for me to ohm test it. I'm gonna ohm test this injector. That's the easiest way to find if the injector's bad real fast. All right, guys, so we are going to ohm test this injector. Let me get some light in here. So I just use one of these pigtails here. It just gives me room to make sure I'm on it. I'm just gonna check this. I'm hoping to see something outside of what the spec is, which usually 12.4 in that range, 12.3, 12.5, somewhere in that range is pretty normal for this injector, for a port style injector at least. So let's see what we get here. All right, I'm just gonna touch each lead. 13, 12, 9, that looks good, to be honest with you. So I don't think that's gonna be an injector issue. That's why you test, guys. 12.8, that looks good. We'll compare one next to it, always compare something. Always look at your, the pins look really spread out. That could be an issue, honestly. Those pins are extremely spread on that car connector, and that's a common problem also. There's the pin fitment. So ohms look perfect. You can see 12, I thought 12.4, but temperature related it changes, so. I might check pin fitment on this, to be honest with you. Let's do that next. I'm gonna grab my pin fitment tool. Let me check it. All right, so this is cool. Some AES wave. Basically, you have a bunch of terminals and stuff like that. You can check pin fitment. You just want to match up the terminal size. See if this is the right one. So this is a little bit too big. So I'm checking the drag in it. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah, that's definitely that's pretty bad too. Okay. Both the tension of the terminals are pretty weak. All right, so we don't have a solid answer on that. It's possibly a pin fitment. Usually you get a circuit code on those. If you lose, electricity, power, or ground on one of those terminals, usually that's what you get. So let's take a look at the actual coil and plug. Might have something else going on here. All right, pull this out of here. Okay, pop up the coil. I like to smell them, look at them, taste it. Smell, look at it, taste it, eat it. No, I was playing. Let's look at the boot, look for any cracks. I think if you smell something that's like burning, it's usually a coil burning up. That's a good, so, I mean, it sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, if you get a bad coil, you can smell the coil that's burned up. So that's a great test. It sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, I've confirmed a lot that way. All right, let's see if this is actually tight or if it's loose here. Before I'd start jipping out of there. No, she's tight for sure. So it wasn't loose. All right, see what this spark plug looks like. Maybe it's just worn out. Maybe they never changed the spark plugs on it. 100 and something thousand miles plus. I expect the gap to be like 0.56 in that range. I don't have my gap tester on me, do I? All right. Cheapo Depot spark plug gapper tester here. You can check it. And she is, well, 7.075. Yeah, she's quite a bit out of spec, that's for sure. So we do know these spark plugs have been here for a while, and they're definitely worn for sure. I don't see a lot of deposit for oil. There's some on there, but I don't see a lot. See, we got ohms on this thing here, 0.9. I'm gonna check me. Always marker stuff too, guys. So if I want to swap them around, I know where I put it at. I don't lose track of it either, So let's pull off a number 6. Okay, smells good, no problems. Let's see this one test, just curious. Oh, I'm testing coils, it's not an exact science here. 0.9, she looks great. All right, let's just see if she has spark. I'll have somebody crank it. All right, I got me assistant here. He's gonna put it in clear flood mode, and I'm gonna see if I got any, I'm looking for spark. Check your test light, just looking for any spark out of here. Oh, I see it. I see. Are you holding the gas pedal to the floor? You should make sure it's all the way to the floor. The gas pedal, go ahead. I can see it though. Hey, I'm gonna look at this. See this? See the spark? It's coming out right there.
Yeah,
hold on. You're not doing something right, I promise you. Gas pedal to the floor?
Yeah, gas pedal, yeah.
You're holding to the floor?
Yeah.
While you're cranking it?
Yeah.
All the way to the floor?
That's on the floor, isn't it?
Keep it there.
Yeah, okay.
Because you shouldn't even be trying to start. It puts it in clear flood mode.
Yeah, I could see it.
All right. Can't do that because it actually turns off the coils too. So that is not a normal method. So let me unplug the all the fuel injectors. Okay. I'll have you just crank it normal, okay? All right. Crank it normal. You see that? See it coming out of there? Okay. All right. I'm going to show you a good one. That's the problem. Is that coil. It's got a problem with this. That it's escaping right here. Right here. So it's firing onto the block, not onto the plug. So let's see what this one does here. Go ahead, crank it normal. See, it's not doing that. All right, turn it off. That's it. So we had a bad coil that was bleeding. I could try a boot on there, but for the labor to get to it, I'm telling you, we're gonna put a coil on there. So we need a set of 6 plugs and 1 ignition coil, and this will be solved. And I'll tighten up all the tensions. Thanks, Charlie, you're good, buddy. I'll tighten up all the tensions on those injectors. But let me call this customer, give him an idea what we're looking at, see if he wants to go forward. If he goes forward, we'll do this together on camera. So, all right, boys, we're back at it. So we got our parts in. Let's go over the parts. We can kind of summarize what we did. Basically, what we did was we checked the injectors. To my surprise, they ohmed out great. I did go ahead and close the electrical pins a little bit tighter, a little closer to a little bit tighter you put on there, so there's a little more tension. Got all the injectors plugged back in. We got approval to do all 6 spark plugs, and then we're gonna do the 3 coils in the back. The reason why we elected to do that is you got the labor to get down to it. Might as well do the 3 back there, so say a month later the same thing happens, he doesn't pay for all this again. The front ones are so easy to get to. If there's an issue, they're right there. It literally takes 2 minutes. So we're going to go back with this. Let's see what we got here. So here is the 6 spark plugs that this vehicle takes. Right there. All right, here is the ignition coil this vehicle takes. I'm gonna do 3 of them, like I said. And then I'm gonna do the 3 other boots on the remaining ignition coils. And here's the intake gaskets. I got Molly, which they make it for Ford, I believe, on this vehicle. So yeah, just tag along, let's do this. Let's get it done. It's pretty simple, nothing crazy here. Yeah, let's get it done. Let's get these locks off here. My favorite thing in the world is locks. They've been a pain in the butt, really. Okay, that one popped off good. There you go. I'm gonna give me a pick back there. So they feel pretty fragile, so I'm gonna lift up on this lock here. So what I'm doing here, I'll show you. I'm gonna try to get in here and lift it up like this. See how it's lifting that up? Because these are so fragile, they don't wanna move too much with the lock in place. Let's see if I can lift on it. All right, so those are good. Nothing's broken, looks great. Like I said, this is a really, really simple repair, guys. There's nothing special about it. So, like I said, I got one of my guys back today, so we're almost at full strength. I said they're fortunate. What I'm fortunate about is, as the owner of this shop here, anything these guys can do, I can do, which it works out great. Most shop owners that have a pretty decent sized shop don't usually work on cars. That's usually not the case. So, but fortunately for us, I do. So I can jump in at any time, which kind of gives me advantage over these other shop owners where they can't really work on these cars. They don't have certified to do it. They've never had any experience. They're just shop owners. They're just business owners, you know, it's a difference. So we kind of have a unique advantage here. There's some shop owners in the same position I am, which is good for them. To me, it helps prevent comebacks and all kinds of stuff that I always talk to my techs about stuff all the time. All right, we're gonna go on with no anti-seize, guys. No anti-seize whatsoever. This is how I do mine. I always start them with a ratchet. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm very comfortable doing this way. I know how it should feel when you first start it. I'm going really low speed here. And once it stops, I don't jam it in full speed. I kind of go to it stops really light. And it stops solid. That's it. That's all you need to do. And I'll torque it. I always take a look at my plugs, make sure this thing wasn't dropped, make sure there's nothing defect with the plug itself, and I go in. And another thing, these plugs, most people don't know, they're cut in a way where it's almost impossible to cross-thread these plugs like this. They cut the plug that way on purpose to prevent cross-threading. Most people don't know that, but that's actually the case on these plugs. Take a look at it, looks good. Okay. Okay, looks good. And a big tip is, when you do plugs, have some kind of socket that swivels. If you don't have a socket that swivels, you're gonna torque a plug one day, you're gonna crack the porcelain. This swivel prevents that from happening. Okay, a solid spark plug, unless you're directly on top of it, you have no problems. But if you're at an angle, you're back here, you're torquing a plug, and you don't have any give, you're gonna crack that plug. 100%, it's gonna happen. So if you use one of those back there like this, and you're just on this, and you're at an angle like this, pushing on it, you'll crack it. That swivel socket prevents that. So go ahead and torque these down to spec real fast. I got my own little spec on these. Okay, feels great. Okay, feels great. Okay, feels great. I'm happy with that. Might as well get this one real quick while I'm here. Knock that out. Oh, that one's pretty nasty. Looks good. This is like a simple, easy car to work on. Go in nice and easy. Okay. All right. Get those new coils in the back put in real fast. And I will put a tiny bit of dielectric grease. It's on there for a reason. It prevents the coil from sticking to the ceramic of that plug. So it's not, I put a little dab right there. I squeeze this right here and squeeze the excess out of it. I just want it on the outside of that plug. That's it. That's all it needs to be. So pop that on and repeat. Like I said, just put a little bit on there like this. I'll show you. A little dab in it like so. And I just squeeze this and squeeze it out of there. You don't want a lot. All we need is just to prevent that sticking. Oh, actually, you know what? I put that coil in the wrong spot. See what happens? You're not paying attention. You mess up, boys. You mess up. Rookie. I'm a rookie, boys. All right. There we go. Let's get this on there again. I'm like, what am I doing, boys? Call me out on that. Call me out. All right, looks good. That lock is terrible. There it goes. Okay. All right, let's get these bolts started by hand back here. Okay. This thing's gonna start up and it's gonna run great. Not gonna have any misfires. That's how you do it. You be confident in your repairs, be positive. Outcome would be good. All right, I know we got this. I'm like 0% worried. This goes at stops, that's it. All right, let's speak some wisdom to you young techs out there. So you're a young whippersnapper out there, aspiring to be a technician. Well, let me ask a question. Are you inspired to be an average technician? Or are you inspired to be the best technician? That's what you gotta ask yourself. If you do something and you apply yourself, try to be the best, not average. So, begs the question, what do you do from preventing from being average? Well, you invest in yourself. You don't quit. Keep learning. Okay? All right. Looks good. Strive to be the best you can be, and it takes dedication and will to do that. It's not going to happen just to happen. You have to earn that. Sacrifice is involved on that stuff, guys. You just sacrifice whatever you've been doing that Saturday night for learning. But don't say you want to be good and you don't act on it. You can say what you want, but your actions show you. Tell yourself if you're going to be good or not. If you're out in the club, whatever, right out all the time, but you say you want to be good, you're never going to be good. It doesn't work that way. You have to earn it. When you earn something, you sacrifice to earn it. So, these locks are all jacked up on this car. Like I said, a lot of people say they want to be the best on it, but no, not very few actually put that into action. When it gets tough, where the majority quit, boys. When it gets tough, they be dropping like flies. But if you stay with it, you're gonna earn yourself a bunch of knowledge. You're gonna be at a completely different level than most. And that would be your reward where things come very easy. Cars come in with lights on, you're just zero worried about having trouble diagnosing it because you're confident that whatever you put your mind to, you'll figure it out because you don't quit. You know? The secret really is, in this business, is the guys that make it a long time and do great, they just don't quit. They keep getting better. Keep improving, because you never know enough. No one knows everything. No one knows everything. They may know a lot, but they don't know everything. Always learning. So, always learning. Especially automotive, never stops. When I install that, I make sure that spring's center because it's easy for it to fall out. A lot of guys inspired to be a shop owner. A lot of guys inspired to be just a really good tech, make a really good living. All that's achievable if you put your mind to it. All right, we're about done, boys. Home run stretch here. These locks are just, they're all breaking on me. They don't feel good. That one doesn't want to lock. I hate those locks. They're honestly useless. All right, make sure I got my bolts. Looks good. It's all looking good. Easy peasy, boys. We get to go back with the intake. Okay, I'm looking at this throttle gasket because I took it off. What I'm looking at is, see how raised out it is? It's not flat. This gasket right here, I don't know if you can see this or not. It's actually looks good. Good shape. It's got a lot of tension to it, so I'm good with that. And this is a lot flatter, these gaskets here, so we're gonna change these gaskets out. I like Molly. It's a good company with good quality parts. Like I said, most of the stuff they make for Ford or Chrysler, so what you get from Ford's gonna be the same thing as Molly. It's no difference, just the name. Save the customer a few dollars. Getting us OE product for a little less, which is always good. All right, so I'm gonna, this hose back here, I'm gonna put a little spray on it because I want it to go on nice and easy. All right, nice and easy on there. Same thing with that one. So, all right. Cool. Let's get it back in place. I know that hose goes on first, so get this tape off here. Looks good. I know it's a little bit tight. There it goes. All right, boys, we gotta. Cool. She's in. These are old coils, but they're good. So, all right, let's line this back up. Make sure there's no hoses, no wiring, none of that in your way. There's a couple of tabs that go into the lower intake. You want to line those up. All right. It should be sitting nice and flat. Okay. Put this hose on real fast back here. All right, she's on. Feels nice and solid. I like it. I like it a lot. All right. Get them all started by hand and make sure there's no issues. The threads are all lined up, then you can suck it down. Make sure these are all good because the throttle body bolts are a little bit different. Make sure you don't have them mixed up here. They look good. Okay. Throttle body bolts are a little bit longer than the intake bolts, so I don't want to cross them, get them mixed up, because that can cause an issue for sure. All right, you guys excited as much as me to check out and make sure we got a repair? We're gonna line up that back piece. Before we bolt it down, we're gonna line up that piece and we're gonna line up the other bracket, okay? You do that so it gives, because you can get some room to, if you need to move the intake any other direction, it's easier that way. This bolt is not lining up back here very well. That bracket. It's funny, so Ford puts the hood stand here, right? Why in the heck they didn't put it over here? You're working on the side of the engine with the belt and stuff. I don't know why it's not over here for. It's funny. Gets in your way. I think about that quite a bit. Okay. So the best bet on this one is to grab this bracket with your hand, because that bolt didn't want to start very well. All right, sorry I got interrupted. So I think I'm going back with this bracket now. I'm just tightening up this bracket to the intake right now. Make sure we're tight on all this real fast. All right, we're on there. Let's go back with the throttle body now. Okay. I get my 4 bolts. I still got to bolt down the intake, but I want to get this in my spot. I mean, it really cramps stuff in here, old Mazda. The old Fords are not like this. You got a little more room in this bull crap. Cool. All right. Zip this down real fast. I'm going to use my hand. I want to use a gun. It's pretty delicate. We're going with plastic here. I don't mind. It takes a little bit longer. Nothing breaks. We're good here. Cool. All right, we're going to this touches. I'm gonna crisscross it too. That's all she needs. That's all she needs, and then we'll get my torque wrench on it. You wanna go to crisscross fashion because it is compressing that gasket. And if I do them all in a crisscross, I'll go one by one and make sure they're good. It's not tight at all. It's just a little plastic intake here. All right, we look good. We look real good. Let's put all of our harness back here now that it came off. Check the throttle body. See how well I did this. All right, she's all torqued. Cool. Put our hoses back here. That's on. Let's put their nut back on there. Look at that. We have no more bolts left, guys. That's what I'm talking about. No more bolts left. Okay. Zip it on there real fast. All right. Man, that looks good. Man, boys. Man, she looks good. All right. Got 2 pieces left. That's it. I'm gonna start it up and verify we're good to go. Okay. I like putting some lube or spray on this. Just helps the insulation. Nothing gets torn. Same thing with this. Okay. Air filter looked great, so I already checked that out. Okay. Go ahead and slide this boot on. Looks good. I wonder if I can rearrange that. You know what I'm gonna do here? I'm gonna rearrange this to we can get to a lot easier. At least my plan is. Let's see if I can get it off here though. Because like that, I want it like this. The problem with that is I just don't know if it's gonna work because it shifts that piece. So Mazda should have put it, what they should have done is put this the other direction. I mean, it makes so much more sense. Yeah, so it's not gonna work. We tried it. Well, I was trying to change the angle where that goes, so it makes installation and removal easier for the next person, but it was the trouble getting off. It didn't want to come off. There it goes. All right, well, let's do it like we did last time. Man, they put that into just a terrible, terrible, terrible spot, let me tell you. Doesn't make any sense. It's a lot of work for just a air bolt, you know what I'm saying? The problem is I lost my short 10. I don't really need it deep. So much easier with the right tool. Got me a little 1/4-inch 10. I'm right on it now. Gear wrench was too flat. That tube was pushing on it, so it's still a stupid spot, but all right, we're getting close. All right, check our work. Always double check your work. Looks good, looks good. Plugged in. All looks good, wire looks good, means plugged in. All right, final moments. Do I suck or did I make the good call? Let's find out. Here we go. All right, guys, let's see. See what we got here. She's good. I already knew that. Confidence was high. I know what we found. We proved it out. We proved it out with data. That's all you need, boys. She's running great. She's perfect. Oil change. We're gonna recommend an oil change because obviously when you misfire, all that raw fuel that's going into the cylinder gets into the crankcase, dilutes the engine oil. So always do an oil change. I'm gonna let the customer know the good news. Hey, we are finished with the spark plug and the coil. Confirmed 100% repair. So all we have left is an oil change on this thing. So I'm gonna give you a call, customer call. Boys, hope you like me watching, doing plugs in this Mazda here. So till the next video, see ya.